Hey, welcome to Wednesday. This is April the 2nd, 2025. This is Coffee with Wes. My name is Wes, and I'm the interim pastor at the First Baptist Church of Cutler, and we're here every day, Monday through Friday, about this time. And some days we're a little bit earlier, some days we're a little bit later, but about this time, here we are. Then if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching it after it's posted, it could be any time, but here we are. And on this Wednesday, we've got a lot of weather moving in and wind and storms expected for this afternoon. So if you would, kind of keep us in your prayers down here in Southern Illinois as we go through. I think we're on like like a 5 out of 5 in some places for the storms for this afternoon. I think they start around 3 or 4 o'clock, somewhere around there. Anyway, batten down the hatches and hold on tight. That's all I can say. So this week, our focus is on John chapter 9. But before we get started with all that, let's just take another sip of the good juice. Set that aside over there. Now, I set mine aside, but you don't have to do that. You can drink coffee all while we're talking today. Anyway, Jesus and his disciples have come upon a blind man, not just any kind of a blind man, but a man who was born blind, so that no one could say anything about whether or not he was really blind or really couldn't see. And Jesus says to the disciples who are wanting to assign blame, he says to the disciples that this man's blindness will reveal the glory of God. And so next, Jesus makes some, I don't know what you call it, so a paste, I guess you would call it. He uses some saliva, uses some dirt, mixes it together, puts it on the man's eyes, and tells him to go wash it off. Go to the pool of Siloam and wash it off. And the man does. And that's an act of faith right there. That's an act of the man's faith in what Jesus is about to do. And he can see. He can see. Well, here's what happened next. We're going to read from John 9, verses 8 through 10. Just listen to this. So his neighbors and those who had formerly seen him begging asked, and these were people that, they knew him. They asked, "Isn't this the same man who used to sit and beg?" And some claimed that he was, and others said no. Others said no. He only looks like him. But he himself insisted, "I am the man." "How then were your eyes opened?" they asked. So after healing the man from his blindness, all the neighbors and all the friends and everyone that knew him struggled to believe that the man that they had known as blind could now see. They were convinced. They knew he was blind. Now he's seeing. How does that happen? The change in the man was so profound that they even doubted it was the same person. Oh, it must be somebody else. Here's the thing. People have a hard time accepting transformation. They have a hard time accepting that a person can change, especially when it happens in an unexpected way. You've heard the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, that's the way a lot of people are today when they see change in a person's life. They want to know, well, is this real? How did it happen? Surely this is not the same person, and on and on and on it goes. But the man's response was very simple. And in fact, it was quite bold in the sense that all the neighbors and friends, and we won't read all of this, but even all the religious leaders kind of attack him and attack his family and are getting ready to kick him out of the synagogue, to kick him out of the temple. They are, they're right out, and to kind of banish him from their society and their culture, which is a major thing back in the day. But anyway, he was simple, he was bold, and he says, I am the man, I'm the one. Yes, I'm the one that was sitting there begging. I'm the one that was blind. I was the one that could never see, and here I am seeing. So he acknowledged the miracle even if others couldn't fully comprehend it. Yes, it is me. I've been changed. So when God works in our life, and folks, if you are a follower of Jesus, God is continually working in your life. So when God works in our life, we may face doubt from others. They may not believe it. They may think it's just passing. They may say, well, what's that? A zebra never changes its stripes. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. However, our testimony, our story, if you will, of God's power and how he changed us and transformed us should be clear and unwavering, no matter what. Here's the thought for today, something we can take with us. When has God done a transformation in your life that others have had a hard time believing? Oh, that won't last. I can't believe it. Don't be afraid to share your testimony. Don't be afraid to tell your story about how God transformed you or changed you. Trust that God will use your story, that God will use your testimony to open eyes, the eyes of those around you, to see the power of God. Jesus performed this miracle so that others could see God is a God who is in the business, if you will, of changing people's lives. Let me know, has God changed your life? And how has he done it? Do people believe it? Okay, folks, well, that's all for today. Happy Wednesday. Hey, batten down the hatches. Hold on tight. We're in for a long, stormy afternoon and evening, I'm thinking. But the Lord's going to be with us. Anyway, to those of you who are traveling, safe travels. I hope you have a good time at your destination. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.